everyone, Susie here from Minnesota in a garden in a zone 4B, and I'm just going to take you on a slow May tour. I think it's about May 5th. Just watching this bird over here. Beautiful sunny day, little breeze, no rain. It's been a lot of rain. I did get some sweet peas planted down here. I just have to top up with some compost. But otherwise I have a lot of plants that are hardening off, a lot of my seedlings. I've been doing it in stages. Bevan's variety hardy geranium looks amazing. This tulip here was probably planted 3 years ago. It was really pretty. I don't know if you can see the fringe on that. Things are a mess. I'm not gonna lie. I will not apologize. This is just trying to get everything. I'm having this out right now in just sun. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. So, and then they'll go into this pop-up greenhouse. And then same with over here. Last couple days, they've just been out in kind of cloudy weather. I say that because every time I put them out, the sun would come out, which means I probably should have done it sooner. So yeah, I just have some stuff in here now. Just starting. So I just got this out here to water it, but it's getting a little bit too tall for my lights. But I really don't want basil. It's a beautiful day, but not with, I could probably leave it out. I think it's supposed to be mid-40s for lows. No freezing temps in the forecast. But I've been doing them in batches, so it hasn't been like way too much mind-blowing. Ranunculus, I am probably not going to do it next year. I think it's fine if you can grow it under cover, but when you have almost everyday rain, they just get too wet. I will show you. These look pretty good, but then this is what they do. I don't understand why the heads are doing that. It is watered. Right now it's probably mid-50s, maybe a little bit warmer. Oh, what a beautiful morning. So over here, these are just a lot of perennials that I can't plant right now because the ground is sludge. Delphiniums over here, these are all just my seedlings. None of this is store-bought. I planted some of the snapdragons, but the roots were just, they were in that egg carton too long, so they're really root bound. I should have loosened those roots before potting them up. I mean, okay, so this is gorgeous. This one's not too bad, but look at this one. So, and like, that's just what happens. I can't control the weather. Temps were perfect, rain was not. I could have brought it into that pop-up greenhouse, but it was full of other plants. Same with the poppies here. These are perennial royal wedding, how they're yellowing. I'll show you some other ones. That one's just wilting. Too bad you can't like squeeze out the, the roots, right? Look at that color. That is not one, like I said, I just got white and pink, so from Tulip World, I got a smattering of every color. So I'll leave them. And you'll see some yellowing of plants because they're just so wet. That's green feathered grass. This too. This is a blue fescue. It'll be fine. I do have roses in here. This is just a holding bed right now until I can plant in the ground and in my new area. And then same with, I have, this is Nosferatu. I'm moving this. Man, was that a beast to dig out. But if roses were as easy what it was in raised beds, that would be a game changer. This also is just a holding bed of some clearance plants from last year that I bought. So I have like 3 daylilies here. Down here I have a baptisia. Oh. So, and then some grasses. Ornamental onions, lady's mantle, and then 2 daylilies. One did not come back. Kohlrabi that I'm growing in pots here. There's, that one looks really good. Look at that one over there. So, this is a hydrangea I have to move. That is limelight, more sweet peas. These are purple sensation alliums. I am not going to complain that rain has just made everything just lush. Well, and the weeds. So this is a very imperfect garden tour. So I've been pulling them, and it's been easy to pull them. This is just baby's breath I started last year. That's a tall one. This is a creeping baby's breath. And that is doing good with some purple sensation alliums. We'll see if they do anything. But look, this is calamintha. Loves the rocks there. We'll go. These are the imperial pink annual poppies. You can see the yellowing leaves. It's just been that wet. Snapdragons are okay. And then in here too, in these beds, I have some more perennial baby's breath. So I had to kind of plant around that and give it room. Lots of Lysianthus I planted. I kind of stopped. I still have that much. These are mine that I grew, not plugs that I bought. I grew these since December. The ones, these look the best. And these are the ones that I potted into slow release fertilizer. The root systems on these were amazing. So I just took a chance. I figure they're out here. They'll do a lot better in the bed than they will in the containers. And the lows are just perfect. A lot of compost. I have like them opened up here for the rain so they can get wet. Otherwise, it's just dry. Look at the rhubarb. I do have to get in here and pick a bunch. And I'm just going to show you in this container over here, I have a creeping baby's breath. Most made it, the ones on the outside did not. And that's just due to squirrels digging. And lots to burn. It's been so windy. If not windy, rainy, and windy. So you see how sludgy that is? That's not mine, but that's horrible. Clematis is doing good. This one is coming up. Very happy to see that. I lost that, so. They're just giant this year. Look at the ajuga. This is the Feathered Friends line, Fancy Finch. Is that not amazing? This is a coralberry. That is huge. That peony is gonna go. It's just not on a good spot. It just gets, this is a very wet area back here. All of this is creeping bellflower, which is a pain. And that doesn't help. I just keep pulling. Eventually, I'm hoping I'll weaken it. The honeysuckle looks amazing here. Let me just, I feel like that pine tree was my door. I think I'm gonna get in here and just trim up pieces, but I love this look. And then this is peaches and cream. Look at that one. Hopefully I get some blooms on that this year. If not, I'm just glad I did do this to kind of stop the rabbits from munching on it, because they do like to do that. The astilbe I put back here, remember when I'm like, it wasn't looking, look at, well, it's looking fantastic now. And then there's those 3 other bigger ones. I put this path in. I love this kind of mulch. It just doesn't really blend with this area, but I might, this is pine bark. That's usually what I use to mulch all my beds, but last year it was the bigger pieces. But I do have layers and layers of cardboard, so it's super tall here. I didn't wet it down because we were so wet and more rain in the forecast, but it'll be fine. I might just go and get some seed or 2 and put on top of it, but for the time being it's fine. This clematis is Henryi, and I just planted it last year. Hostas are slow to come up in this area, and they are. This is a little bit cooler, lower, and more shaded. It's Sunday. I can't help that people are out and about, and Camasias are doing great. This right here, these are Siberian iris. They barely bloomed for me last year. I have a lot of sun in this area. It's wet. If they don't bloom a lot this year, I will replace it with something. And I still had to figure out where I want to plant Nosferatu. Lady's mantle looks amazing. I mean, and then I went past this. This is a seed I started a few years ago. In coral bells, it's melting fire coral bells. I will be doing something different here. I have an idea somewhere else. This was a trial last year. And then I did leave this, and look, it did push out some new growth. So I know the others look pretty dead, but I'm very happy to see I've got some growth there. This is a Pagoda Dogwood Golden Shadows. So if you think that this tree has been here probably for, I would say at least 12 years. So it is not a young tree. And not only that, when I got it, it was probably about 3 feet tall. So it was probably at least a 5-year-old tree, if not more. They grow so slow. So it's not a young specimen. Looking good. I mean, I'm just, like I said, that rain has been amazing. Last year I spent so much time watering. This year it's been kind of nice. That being said, I'm not looking forward to the mosquitoes. I did dig out some hostas from my bed because I put some other stuff there, which I will show you here quick. Sabaria sorbifolia Sem looks really good with that pink foliage, new growth. This is a runner, which you can see. Lots of mulching that I did in here, and then I put some more back for the creeping Jenny to control it. I am just gonna have to keep pulling and mulching, and I do use cardboard to kind of smother. I don't like using plastic. It's just, the soil underneath is so disgusting. I had that around the foundation of my house with rock, and when I pulled it all up, it smelled horrible. So this is just, I'll just have to be really good about it. These containers with the lettuce in there, that's Merlot. I think it was a free seed packet from Baker Creek 2 years ago. This is a Durvilla. Look at that foliage. And then just my rose here. This isn't a spectacular rose. It's an also easy paprika, but it's just reliable. Just a single petal. And then down here I saw this. This is a Father Gila. And look. We had 1 week of maybe like negative temps. I think the lowest I got was -11 Fahrenheit. Other than that, nothing The ground did not freeze. The grass was still not green, but it didn't brown up. So everything just kind of kept growing. Thank you for coming out. Sorry, a neighbor's over there. I always feel like the crazy woman talking to myself when I live in an area like this, and I just don't ever want to get my neighbors on film just to respect their privacy. So I might backtrack. This is a Weigela. Very happy to see new growth. I did leave those sticks there. This is humpback whale. I was a little concerned about it. Wasn't looking the best, and then I just look at them. But it's going to be the year of the hostas if the rain keeps up. Grape hyacinths. Look amazing. Lemony lace elderberry. This is shrimp on the Barbie Pulmonaria. The Pulmonarias are really so unique because I always thought they resembled one another. If you have them next to each other, you can definitely see the difference in bloom color. And I mean, and later on the foliage and some. Yeah, just a carpet of sweet woodruff with... You fell over. Why did you fall over? You didn't fall over, you were munched off. Mr. Rabbit. Oh, there's a couple. Solomon seal. I Carlos, my Charlie Brown tree, because last year, just planted it last year, but it was, of course, when you get a tree in the mail, it looks a little battered, but it looks pretty good. It's a Japanese lilac. I'm sorry, I'm looking right into the sun. Another ajuga that's loving its life. Again, nothing really went, I mean, it was dormant, but the roots kept growing. I just left this. I figure the rabbits will help me prune it. And this is just an Ivory Halo dogwood. That's on the agenda today. I do have some black sun pumpos. I need to get that rooted elsewhere so that can dry up. That is just super wet. Yeah, I went to town on grape hyacinths 3 years ago. It was just always nice to have some color in this garden before everything was coming up. I do have a lot of Solomon seal throughout here. So it is a lot more this year than last year. So a lot of stuff doing so great. I mean, that's to garden in a mild zone. I don't know what that's like. Not too bad. I got one more bloom up here, Royal Star Magnolia. And it's gonna start leafing out. So I do leave a lot of the sticks in the ground or the dead from the hostas just so I know where they're at. Over here, I think squirrels and rabbits took care of it. So I don't know where they're coming up. I just have to really look closely. Like I see something down there and then over there. So I have not walked in this area. Siberian cypress is amazing. Look at these. Daffodils, you gotta grow them because they smell so lovely. And they last forever. I'm gonna see if I can go to the front. I think I might have covered everything over there. We'll see. This is my new area. And look. Isn't that lovely? Yuck. Not that I'm gonna plant anything right there, but in the middle, I like to start getting some stuff planted. This is where a lot of my roses are gonna go. And then that hydrangea. And then some of the plants in that holding bed. But this is above and beyond rose. Looks great. I just have to get in here and tie it down. I'm kind of going horizontally, so it sends off all these shoots. That is the plan, but look at these. This is replete. And then I did put some Purple Sensation alliums in here. So I'll be like, it's so nice to see color in here. The replete bulbs, daffodil bulbs, were on sale at Walmart last year. I mean, clearance. Roses are waking up. So yes, my roses always have a lot of dieback in the winter. And it didn't matter that I had a mild winter either. They just do that. By year 3, they look amazing. Year 2, I'm not gonna say they're on the struggle bus, but they just not as great as others. Love this. And then I do have a lot of, this is Carthusia norum dianthus. This is a tall variety. Can't wait to see that bloom. I repeat a lot of Pallas purple heuchera. You can grow it from seed, but it's just an amazing grower. This year, the plan is to create a really nice edge. I say that, I like it to dry off. This is Nepeta. Look at that. I don't think I've ever had Nepeta blooming this early, but I have to look at my videos. I could be wrong. This is, I think, Paul Trevori. See how blue that is? Pulmonaria. So yeah, if you had it right next to each other, they were like, yep, there's a difference. I do have, I mean, more of the dianthus. These were all seeds I started last year, so this garden was really created on a budget, except for the roses. This is Lychnis. I think it's something angel. I like it, but I know that after it flowers this year, it's going to be done. That's the only sad part. That's what happened in my other garden. This is Spellbound heuchera. This is a little bit of a slower grower, but it's doing pretty good. Blue fescue grass, and then this is Arabella clematis, which I do have to protect from the bunnies. And see, and then this Pulmonaria over here has pink and kind of purpley blue. And this is Silver Bouquet. Love it. I do really like, I know the daffodils are kind of sporadic in here, but I just kind of planted where hostas were, so it's kind of under them. So then the leaves of the hostas will cover this. So this is a honeysuckle bush. It is native. It's run sometimes, not horribly, but this year it has gone to town. I don't know if you can see, so that's where I'm like, yes, the weather was great, but look at that. So, they are in amongst the hostas here. So this, I don't know, but I was like in the mild winter. Curly Fries hosta. And this is where some of the honeysuckle was in here, so it kind of went right through here. Can't wait to plant in here. This gets morning sun, and then I look up, if you can see, lots of afternoon sun here, and then evening. Birds are loving it. I did have some plants in here just for holding. That's why you will see that. I have ideas for planting something else there. I don't ever think I've had heuchera throwing off blooms this early. A lot of them are just plants I started 2-3 years ago, so they're not amazing varieties. This is really pretty. That's huge. I mean, look at that. I do have a smoke bush. I don't know if you can see that. That's what you get when you buy shrubs online in those teeny tiny containers. So we'll see. It's not going to stay there. These hostas here alongside that flank it are huge. I'm waiting to see what these hostas look like in front. These are ones I started from seed a few years ago. A lot of times it takes like about 5 years for you to see what they're going to look like. They might all look the same. And then that was another little hole from me. I'm going to backtrack because again there are some neighbors out. These, I'll come back this way. You will see that I repeat with a lot of heuchera. These were free plants from a co-worker. They loving their life here for sure. Pulmonaria, I started from seed. I love that foliage. It actually looks good this year. Oh, these have to be my favorite daffodils. This was a collection, a white and a yellow double, and the smell is amazing. My containers look really good. I grew these indoors with carpet of snow alyssum and then pansies and violas. I just sunk the container in there. Worked out great, at least with those. The ranunculus was a fail. The yews are looking amazing this year. They're massive. I do have to trim that. I'm just plucking away at my to-do list. Black lace elderberry looks great. I have to give that room to grow in there. And I'm letting it have height. I really want it to get to that window and branch out. This is the first year it didn't come back from just the base of the plant. Golden Japanese spikenards are coming up beautifully. Look, it's not a red, it's kind of like a, well, we're gonna say like pink lipstick. It's a little vibrant, but I didn't have too many choices. It was a last minute decision. This Siberian cypress has been here for I think 4 years, and finally, look, it's doing what I want it to do, because last year it wasn't covering up any of these plants. So I will move the heuchera. That's the easier one to move. Along with the goat's beard looks amazing. That's Chantilly lace. These 3 were planted 3 years ago, and then I added those last year just to kind of create a drift. Well, like I said, the Siberian cypress, oh, I think that's gorgeous. Just so delicate. And you know how I love my lady's mantle. These are all started from seed. They are a slow grower. So if you've got patience, grow them. But if not, I would buy them. I had patience, especially when I created this garden. I needed to really be on a budget. More Pulmonaria, Jacob's ladder, repeated a lot. There's only like 3 tiny little plants that I put in there. I got the seeds from Dollar General of the carpet of snow, and yes, it is living up to its name. Look, more. This is kind of a cream white. That was later to come up than the yellow. The yellow was first. And look, from last year, a self-seeded viola. So cute. And a huge drift of heuchera, but look, this is massive this year. Hardy geranium that I started from seed too. All this was planted at the same time. Looks great. I think it's light vision pink. And then more tulips. It's supposed to be a variety, and right now this is the only color that I'm seeing. Bulbo hydrangeas look good. Really happy to see a lot of growth. And then look at all the weeds I have to do. I mean, this is an easy area just to sit and work in. But these are just daylilies that I have, I think 10 here, just a drift to do like a little bit of a hedge. I know they're just daylilies, but I think it'll look really good. At least in my mind, I think. So I can't wait. I mean, nice tall tulips and that color. But all the color when I come pulling up, you really can't see it from here, but oh, camera doesn't do it justice. And then of course these containers here. I love the scent. I do have some pansies and violas in here that are finally doing pretty good. I mean, in about, well, I could plant now, to tell you the truth. There's no freezing temps. I say that, I just don't want to jinx it, but there's not. Oh, this one looks the best over here. Darker than what I thought it was going to be. I have antique shades and mulberry. I'm thinking that's the mulberry. I hacked that. I hope I didn't. These are hydrangeas. So, whoops. I did get a battery operated lawnmower. Yeah, can you see? I still have my snowman sitting out and my shovel. The shovel doesn't get put away till June. That's kind of a little bit of a standing joke around here. And yes, we have had snow in May, so the years that I've put my shovel away early, we'd always get snow. This looks great. They're gonna be full of blooms and they smell fantastic. I don't know about you, but I hate pruning. It's my least favorite job. Especially those hydrangeas. This looks good, the Arborvitae Techni. I'm glad I left that. But yeah, I think pruning is my least favorite. I like deadheading. Pruning, I kind of go, oh, did I do the right thing? At least the grass is, oh, it's really lush here. See, some are a little bit, I don't know. Can you see how purple that is? I have the noise. This is just normal spring sounds, which I think are lovely. The Pulmonaria looks great. This one is just kind of limping along. We'll see. I was thinking if that didn't, I'd probably just put a container here of something. But I do have a really huge drift of this just because I had this in other areas of my garden. But it loves it here. I do have all different kinds. So I think I have Queen of Hearts or Diamond. And then Jack of something. I forget. There's so many of them. I think they all kind of look the same though. To a point. This is just sumac. I do have it in a pot because it does colonize. So there's a little one right there, but hopefully you can see the blue on camera. In the shade, it's so much prettier. This container, I think, is doing pretty good. The carpet of snow in this one looks a little weedy. This was kind of limping along, but look at the Merlot lettuce. And then I have a kale in here, and then pansies and violas. It's an old one. So, I mean, these containers are looking so good. I don't have the heart to get rid of them, so we'll see. I don't have to be in a hurry to plant. At least that's a good thing. The Sun Kings here are going to get moved. Last year it was just kind of, I was treating it as a holding spot, and then they get way too big for that area. And then this is a huge goat's beard that gets about 5 feet tall. Then more Pulmonaria, and this is a different kind. With the little hosta there, I think that's Wrinkle in Time. And then of course this is my Sum and Substance hostas. I did find some mill organite, and that's kind of how I'm controlling the rabbits. I don't have deer issues, but rabbits. So I'm gonna have to, after a rain, I have to reapply. But not at Menards, is a big box store in the Midwest, but I had found it at Runnings. So I'm gonna have to get some more. There is a strong scent to that, which kind of throws my beagle off. Look at the grass here. This is that Japanese Hakana claw grass. I think either Oriola or All Gold. And look, it's finally running, and that I want. And it's there, super happy. In this container here, I just had overwintered some, I think this is a American Royal Fern. So 2 came back, 1 did not. Bleeding Heart has never liked this spot since I moved it, and I think it's just because it's right underneath the overhang of the house, and then it gets just pelted with rain. I don't have gutters. And then holding bed for all of the crested surf Japanese painted ferns. Kind of hard to see, but I'm just so happy they came back. I forgot about them, and honestly I've been walking on them. This is the east side of my house, and whew, does that sun beat off. Rain barrel is full, loving it. And then this was like batch number 2 of hardening off annuals. This is Sweet Annie, looks great, smells great. I broke that off. I feel bad. I was just, And then I have, this is Blue Monday, Sage or Sylvia. Nicotiana, more Sage. Celine Sabella, white. Look how great that looks. More, yep, hookah. And then this looks horrible. That's Frost Explosion. This is where I put a rose. This is Queen of Sweden. I'm moving these ferns down here. This is Godzilla. And it's doing pretty good. It just did really good last year because I had a big plant in a pot that was covering it. Another Queen of Sweden down here. I planted these before we got all that rain, and I knew that we were going to get rain, so I didn't water them in. Thank God I didn't. My gardens were not underwater, but let's just say they were very spongy. For the time being, I'm leaving these hostas. I kind of have a plan. I was gonna create like kind of a bigger edge here, like coming out just a little bit. Hardy geranium, this is Bielkovo. Without that snow cover, this is what happens. And honestly, in all of winter, I think we got a total of 6 inches of snow the whole time. I'm like, we got rain, which is really weird, a lot more rain. But otherwise, the year before, we got 100 inches of snow. And this is, I think, Litchfield Angel. This container's not staying here. Sweet peas are, again, this rose isn't gonna, yeah, my shovel's out. It's not gonna get massive this year. Lamb's ear, I don't know, I'm still kind of on the fence about, I think I'm just gonna kind of dig up that clump. It's a thug, but I really hacked it back, and cleaning it up in the winter is disgusting. This is just a Bleeding Heart. It blooms all season. It looks really good now, but this says it can be grown in full sun. I honestly think it just really starts to lay in midsummer, and that's where I think a part sun situation or even like part shade would be better. Oh, fernleaf peony over here. I have 2 clumps. That one's getting eaten up. I have, this is a globe thistle. I think I had 6 in here, 5 came back. Doing really good. I'm just, with all the rain that we had, I'm just kind of surprised. I do want to, you can see my path is slowly like, and that's because the hardy geranium came out so far, and that's fine as long as I have enough to walk in there. But I do kind of want to even this out a bit. Hukra, this is, oh, I forget, not marmalade. I do have that in a different area. Oh, there I've got Georgia peach. One is just barely coming back. That's why I put this little bunny here. This is a Strantia. I think that looks gorgeous. And then this clematis, look at that. I have Nellie Moser on here, and then Princess Kate. I hope Princess Kate came back. I don't know, that really took it last year. And this is where, and this is mainly going to be a shrub garden. This is a Durvilla. This is a honeysuckle. That's why it's like, I'm hoping it doesn't do what the other one is doing. I love that color in here. But it's just gonna probably stay a shrub bed just because of the creeping Jenny. I hate creeping Jenny. I'm glad you guys can love it. I'm sorry, it took over this whole area and it looked horrible, and I'm loving this better. But I'm thinking I'm just gonna widen this a little bit here. And then I was just gonna put like a very, very, very shallow, like a little bird pond, maybe no more than 2 to 3 inches. And I want it here because I sit over there on my patio and then I can watch them. I can't see them over here. I do like something underneath that tree. And these are just thoughts in my head. So much. It's like at the start of the season, I have lots of thoughts, and then I just kind of pluck away and see what I have time for. This right here is, I think it's Olivia Austin Rose. So yeah, so that's got a lot of stuff to do yet. A lot of burning. And then those ashes, when they're done, I'll just put in my compost bins. So, all right, hopefully enjoyed. Bye for now.